saved by love. It's alright, 'cause I'm saved by love. It's alright, 'cause I'm saved by the bell.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to Question Block.
Well, Anne of Chelsea, you're so rambunctious. She's like, I'm sending requests.
Let me get I have to get the thingy.
Oh yeah.
The...
Dr. Wires is channeling the Twitch right now. Welcome to Question Block.
Not well. Hold on. Get this sorted. Oh, there we go. Continue. Sorry.
Welcome to Question Block.
I'm in my tech lab over here doing a little.
Dr. Wires is getting our Twitch set up.
Mm-hmm. Who are you?
I'm Kelly Kapowski.
Oh.
Get in here so people can see.
Wait just a sec.
Get in.
Let me sort this guy.
Okay.
I don't want to give the Twitchers a bad experience. We treat them like second-class citizens a lot of the time. They are not having it.
The Twitch is not having it. But so we're back in school. We were at school. I think one of our first question blocks.
It's true.
We were in detention at like the end of school, but now we're back.
And now we're in class. We're on Zoom right now, remote learning.
Well, and teaching. We're teaching and learning.
We're teaching and learning.
Because that's basically what happened in Saved by the Bell. They did all the things.
I think that's also how remote learning is pretty much working. Am I right, huh?
Yeah, I mean, remote learning is only like 2 hours a day, so.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough if you really like school.
We're just giving 2 seconds to grab something. But you Wait, you get on camera and talk a little bit.
I'm gonna talk about school.
Talk a little, yeah. Okay.
Talk to the people about school.
Okay, I'll be right
Well, so, yeah, we really wanted to cover back to school and remote learning, but to study for this, we looked up a bunch of, like, high school TV shows, like Saved by the Bell, for example, and also there's an entire genre of, like, high school movies. And so we did our homework as usual. We, like, watched a ton of high school movies to really get ready for it. And the most interesting thing we found out is that there's been a real shift from like the 80s high school movies like The Breakfast Club through the 90s high school movies like Clueless, and then like 2000s like Mean Girls, and then we watched 21 Jump Street, the remake. And a funny thing 21 Jump Street did, because it was a pretty clever movie, is high school stereotypes have shifted. And so we learned a lot from that movie because...
The cheers.
We have a cheering section as well.
Yeah, we have one sound clip,
we're
and
at
that's
the football game.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, I was saying in 21 Jump Street, the high school stereotypes now, the irony of that is that like the nerds are now the cool kids, and like environmental sustainability and being an activist, like Jessie Spano's character in Saved by the Bell, was like a running gag that she was a feminist and cared about everything, and they made fun of it, and now that is the cool kids.
So the funny thing about Jessie is that her boyfriend or her love interest was
AC Slater.
AC Slater, and
I know.
He called her mama all the time. Like
he called her hot
mama.
That's kind of an Elvis thing, right?
Yeah, but she would always be like, "Oh, chauvinist pig."
Chauvinist pig.
Yeah, and it was great because like she was into him. Also, Olive. Oh my God, Olive? Hello. We're back. We're back at school.
Anyway, you missed the opening.
Yeah. Olive, if you want to, I know that you're super.
We brought our snacks.
Oh yeah, we have snacks. Well, we brought our lunch. This is our lunch. Olive, if you want to go live with us, and we got you, but you'll be back. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
See you later.
Olive is in the loop.
You can have a hall pass.
She rarely comes to class, so when she does, we get excited.
And, like, head around, go. We'll see you in a little bit.
But
we have a hurry back rule.
Yes, we do. We have a hurry.
We have to hurry back, or else your hall pass is invalidated.
Oh wait, so did you say who you were from Saved by the Bell?
What? I'm like sort of Zach Morris.
No, you are. Take your jacket off. Take your jacket off.
Zach does he wear a button?
No, he does. No. He this is super Zach Morris.
This is the most like preppy thing I have.
Yeah, but this jacket is more AC Slater.
Oh.
Because he was like the varsity.
Was he wearing leather?
Well, he was like the varsity dude.
At some point, he has a motorcycle, I think.
That's like the chick that they bring in the last season. She's like a Tori. She's like a journalist and motorcycle chick.
The journalist and
she's
a tomboy.
She's basically a lesbian.
Yeah, but Zach falls for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a little bit of a Zach Morris too.
Yeah, and Zach Morris is kind of always a jerk because, I
mean,
mean,
watching back the episodes, we learned Zach Morris, surprising he was the protagonist and not the villain of the series, because he's constantly,
hey, Nick
he's constantly being a jerk and like selling out his friends. He's like he's like the venture capitalist bro of the crew, and he's constantly like, let's make a swimsuit calendar and snap photos of the girls and we'll sell it to perverts. Or like, let's...
Mad books, yep, we're back at school.
They're all Nick McManus books.
Oh, here, show what you're drinking too. Because we're drinking like...
I just got a Diet Coke I got from the
But that's pretty 80s.
In the lobby.
And I have a peach Snapple.
Did your high school have you guys had like a little snack area with vending machines and stuff?
No.
Yeah, New York, of course not.
Because you could just go to the bodega and get snacks.
Oh, I guess that's true.
Which is what we would do.
My school had an entire like lobby area with like 6 vending machines, and they ran for like 2 years their own like a snack bar for the senior class to raise money.
And that's so crazy.
I don't know what happened to the snack bar money. Now that I think about it, damn. All right.
We could have had Nick McManus take a
person,
Polaroid. Yeah. But. Yeah, we did not have vending machines. Yeah, I'm trying to.
I want to see what Nick's been up to. He's probably been catching a lot of great outdoor.
Well, he's gonna have to come on in person because he doesn't have.
Yeah,
he's got 80s and 90s cell phone technology.
He can phone us and we'll patch him in.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, our high school did not have vending machines. You could get school lunch, or you could like bring your own lunch, or you could go to the places like the bodegas or whatever and get your lunch. Yes! Oh my God, Beatles! I love that. Only could watch because I'm blasting my new Beatles DVD and I got tape on.
Okay, so you have to sign to him or write him letters.
Yeah,
that's great. New Beatles DVD.
Sweet, that's new technology.
I didn't even know they were still putting them
out. Yeah, so you could either, I was talking about our school lunches. Saved by the Bell, they would always eat at what was the place called? The Max, yeah. They would always...
was the Max in the school? Or it was
like
just a place they would go to?
Yeah.
It was like across the street. It was a diner.
It was like the grassy knoll.
Yeah. So they would just go over to the Max after school. And
then the owner would like molest Kelly.
Not the original owner. The very original owner was like a nerdy guy who would do magic.
Right.
And that was like charming, and I wish they had kept it the whole series, but they didn't. Then in like Saved by the Bell was a great series because characters would just disappear for individual episodes. Also, another thing we realized, there's like an episode where they have like a garage band and Jessie just isn't in it. And they don't even address why that actress wasn't there.
Well, she was doing... I know that
this was before Showgirls.
They did. So when they had they had 2 graduations too because... because
the original cast graduation. And
no, they just... Well, yes. But not on, but like they didn't know that they were gonna have how many episodes like the studio was going to buy or something. So they were like, okay, let's do the graduation with Tori.
Let's.
And then they were like, oh, you have an extra episode. And that I think was when Elizabeth was doing Showgirls. So she had to like. I know that I remember reading she took like a break, like a couple days break from doing that to like go back. Which is really funny because on the set, no one could like curse or anything.
On the set of Saved by the Bell,
you weren't allowed to curse.
Little known fact.
The producer, who is Tori Spelling's dad, he was like, I want it to be like wholesome, so no cursing. And Tori was named after Tori Spelling, the character, named after his daughter.
Yeah, it was a very wholesome show, except for the creepy like sexual stuff. that
Yeah.
they
Like,
that Zach keeps getting into.
and also Screech, like, being obsessed with Lisa, and, like...
Screech is a creep. Yeah.
Yeah. But he seems more he's less, like, divisive. He's just, like, goofy. He's like, I'm gonna... And,
Yeah,
like, Zach will,
just
like, make
becomes a
him
running
do stuff.
gag.
Yeah.
But Zach makes him do stuff, and then there's like, the handful of very creepy episodes where Zach like gets the girls to film dating profiles and then like publishes them or somehow sells them to like
they're
the
gonna
people.
do a video yearbook.
But it's to like the people in their city.
My mom wants us
Mom
to
would like
talk
us to
about
move on
other
to
stuff.
other
Yeah,
stuff.
so I've seen Clone High. I got you into Clone High and Chelsea.
You did love Clone High.
Clone High was a cartoon on MTV.
What's
That
the
was
premise of Clone High?
it was a high school with it was clones of all these like famous dead people.
Teenage clones.
Like Cleopatra, and, who, as we know, her life is full of drama. Cleopatra and Abraham Lincoln, but they're all teenagers, and there's two Elvises. They're like twins, I guess, and one of them is like fat, and one of them is like the.
There's two Elvises.
Yeah, because they like they had twins. I guess
a fat Elvis and a skinny Elvis.
Yeah, so they're like one of the Elvis, and
do we want to bring on a guest?
we will. Hang on, chill. Making it hot.
And Chelsea.
Wait, I know. Hang on. Well, Anna and Chelsea. We need to ask. We need to do other things with her.
First, you would like to dialogue about.
Well, I'm just explaining what it is for
Okay.
people who don't know. Let's see. The other. What's your favorite high school media?
Favorite high school media. My
Like
favorite high
TV.
school movie
Okay.
is Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I think
that's a great one. Oh, hey, Frog Speaker, what's up?
Yeah, it's just a fantastic comedy, but it deals just enough with like high school and like a couple serious issues, like Cameron, his dad's approval or whatever, like, and then or like Ferris's sister and her envy of her brother or whatever, and like overcoming that. So it's a great movie. They play the Smiths in that museum scene.
Oh, that scene is so
classic
cute when they're like,
right there. You're looking at all the paintings.
Let's see. I like Clueless. That's my
Mama?
favorite. Clueless is my favorite. And My So-Called Life. I loved that TV show. Thank you. We're in school. This is the most educational remote learning that you will ever receive in your life.
Our after-school program, I guess. Yeah, we're educated.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was yours you said? It wasn't Clone High. That wasn't your
No. A TV show was My So-Called Life with Claire Danes.
Okay.
Who actually went to my high school long before I did, because I'm the youngest of ages.
Yes, because you were still in high school.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm almost in high school if I do good this year.
Claire Danes is an alumnus.
But I remember my science teacher was like obsessed with her, and she would always be like, here's an example paper from like a star student, and like a lot of her name would be crossed out, but like you could still tell it said like
would
Claire.
Just keep showing you Claire Danes like old classwork.
And it would be like the middle like letters were crossed, but you could tell that she was trying to be like yes.
That's amazing. That's great.
She would be like another exemplary, and we were like, okay, we get it.
Her parents paid people probably. Yeah.
To say that she was great in science or whatever.
Or to like do her papers for her because she was too busy filming.
I don't know. She seems smart. But do you ever see My So-Called Life?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
I didn't have time for that because I was doing homework for actual school.
Oh yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, homework sucks.
Yeah.
You got like so much more of it than I did too.
In my life, yeah, I had a lot of homework. I was doing homework until I was like 25.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I went to grad school, and you still get homework in grad school. And you're like doing your homework.
That's so crazy.
But yeah, about halfway through grad school, you just start working. If you're a science grad school student, you just start working in laboratory, and then you don't have homework. But then you have actual like reports and like journal like articles to write, and those take forever, and they're like endless. It's not even homework. It's just like an overbearing project that will haunt you for months until you can like finish it. Yeah, That was a rough time.
That
It was
sucks.
nice to be done with school.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice for me to be done with school.
Like when
too.
you have a job and you do the job and you leave it, and then you're like, oh, leave me alone.
Yeah.
Like, I won't hear from you for the next 16 hours.
I did that after the first 3 months of college. I was like, bye.
Wasn't for you.
Nope.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm not learning anything, and I was like, I'm learning so much in my actual life.
It's about college is about signaling.
Well, I was signaling to everyone that I was bored with
You're
them, and
signaling
they
that you were
sucked.
too good for college. Nice.
Yeah, I was like, I want to go to the school of hard knocks.
Do we want to go
Yes.
remote learning with a student?
Now we will go remote
Okay,
learning.
we have a personal tutoring session with one of our students.
Okay. Ooh, there we
Were
go.
you ever a tutor? Did you ever teach anyone?
No. Absolutely not.
Just fitness.
Absolutely.
You're a fitness
not.
instructor.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi! Oh my gosh. Oh, are you? It's awesome.
That's great.
Back in school.
She's back at school. Oh, yay!
Wow,
Yeah, and we
hi.
are definitely 6
Nice
feet
touch.
away from you. Oh, I love the pencil too. This is awesome.
This is great remote learning.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I love this. Now, are you a teacher or a student?
I'm a student, but I think we're all kind of
Okay.
you know.
So we have some pop quiz stuff
We've got
for
yeah.
you.
Good.
All right. So have a list of summer reading. I'm just gonna grab here. Wait. Make eye contact with our students.
Sorry, I was trying.
Real
Okay,
quick.
yeah.
Real quick while I just grab this.
You're getting the class notes.
Summer reading list.
The summer reading list.
Yes. And so we're gonna have you give
Maybe
it
I'll
in
take
one.
the mask off.
Okay, you can take. Yeah.
Yeah,
Far-
because we are just talking you
Yeah.
through an electronic device.
Yes. Okay. So we have a summer reading list.
So you're gonna ask for a book report?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask for a 1-minute book report. Now the catch is if you have read this book, you have to let us know, and we'll give you a different book. Okay.
Are you gonna
So
just
pick a
randomly
number
pick
between 1 and 99.
63.
Okay.
That's a long summer reading list. They had to read 100 books.
Yeah.
I
Well,
guess
99. Let's not get
100
crazy.
days of summer, I guess.
What do you mean read? You know.
Yeah. 60s. Yes. And this. Okay. What? Where? Are we like missing the 60? We're
What happened?
66.
Oh well.
60.
Oh my God.
Just pretend.
Did 60? Okay, 66.
Something happened.
All
Well,
right.
Anyway,
Okay. So you know what? We'll give you. Wait. Yeah. This is. Wow. We're really bad at math. Okay. So, Treasure Island. Have you read this book?
Yeah.
Okay. Amazing. So you have one.
oh, let me get the timer.
You have 1 minute to give
Pop
us.
quiz, hotshot.
Yes.
What's the plot of Treasure Island?
Book report. You don't want to embarrass yourself in front of the class, so we want a book report on Treasure Island, a book that you have not read. Okay, ready? And go.
So the main characters, brother and sister, live in this island. They're on vacation with their parents, and they ran like one of those like studio things, but they get lost and they end up on this island, and it's covered in like gold and rubies and jewels, and they're like, this is such amazing, and even a snack bar. Right? So it's not like
Wow.
they can stay here for a long time. It doesn't have a hotel, so we can't like sleep over. But what they learn a lot about each other and their feelings about what's valuable and what's not valuable. Like
Oh.
if you're staying on an island, it wouldn't be really that valuable. There's fresh water maybe more valuable.
Oh.
And then of course
10 seconds. Keep going, 10
goes
seconds.
overdue and their parents send somebody to get them and they can go back to the resort.
Oh, 4 seconds.
And that's the end.
Oh, great job.
Alright.
A plus, I would say.
Plus.
Yeah. A plus, we have like the
Sounds like
lesson
the
learned.
sounds like the plot of a young adult novel.
And now we have, so this is a multi-part sort of like little pop quiz that we have.
You have the trig, the algebra 2 questions.
I
Where are we going
have
here?
I have some logic
We have
of
riddles.
problems. Yes, we have riddles.
Now
have
it's
some
time
riddles.
for the riddle
The
section.
Sphinx, the ancient Egypt Sphinx portion of this test.
I wish school would just teach you riddles. That'd be great.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's why we're the best remote learning
The best
that
remote
anyone
learning
will ever
experience.
receive
True.
in the remote learning
I
program.
have no doubt about that.
Okay. Let me, yeah, I mean,
Go ahead.
dun, dun, dun,
What do you-
let me see. I'm just seeing the,
You find it?
okay.
Okay.
All right. So, this riddle is called Cruising Along. You see a boat filled with people. It has not sunk, but when you look again, you don't see a single person on the boat. How is this possible?
Can you just repeat the question?
You see a boat filled with people. It has not sunk, but when you look again, you don't see a single person on the boat.
Oh, because it's one of those Trump boats, and everything on it is basically a fucking nightmare.
That's a good
That's
topical
a
answer.
very good topical
I like
answer. So the answer that we were going for is that all the people were in couples or married. So there wasn't a single person.
Yeah.
Ah,
It just turns on you, on them misinterpreting, like taking the word single out of context in the question.
That's
Ter-
really good.
That's a terrible riddle. It's a terrible.
Oh.
It's bad riddle, but
Yeah. What else you got?
Okay.
there is no permanent record.
So here is. I have one that is. I have one that's like a kind of like grammar-ish one. Let me
Okay.
see. I'm gonna find a
You're
grammar.
there.
I'll give you another. I'll give you another riddle, and it's kind of like a grammar.
A grammar riddle.
It's I think.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to find it on here. Okay. Which English word has 3 consecutive double letters?
I have no idea.
Here's a clue. It has something to do with the things that we're in front of. It has something to do with them. This word.
3 consecutive double letters.
Yes.
No idea.
Okay. It's bookkeeper. Mm-hmm.
I know.
O-O-K-K and E. It's because
You wouldn't think.
yeah.
Yeah, because of the K's, you wouldn't
'Cause of the
think of it.
Ks.
Yeah. I didn't
Okay.
get that one either.
And then the last part of this test is it's called reverse spelling bee. So basically, we'll give you the word. We'll give you the
You're gonna give
the
the
word
and
and
spell
the
it.
spelling, but you have to tell us the definition. If you know the if you know the definition, pretend that you don't. Or you can ask for another word if it's too easy for you.
This could also be like a job interview. Yeah.
Well, okay.
Okay. Let's hear some of these crazy
see.
words. It's vocabulary time.
Okay,
What do you
so we have ultra crepidarian, which is a noun, and it's spelled ULTRACREPIDARIAN.
Somebody's very grateful.
That's what I thought. Yeah. Crepidarian. Yeah, like crepuscular. Yeah.
So it's someone who gives opinions beyond one's area of expertise.
Oh, so that's like, that's my whole, I get paid for that.
So there you go. That's what I thought you would enjoy that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although you can't be an ultra crepidarian if you already know about everything.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Can you be a semi-crepidarian?
Yes,
Probably. This
perhaps.
is like in Clueless when 10 things I hate about you where she's like she's like, I've heard of like overwhelmed and I've heard of underwhelmed, but can you ever just be whelmed?
Nice.
Exactly.
Can you ever just be crepidarian?
Mm. Just
Yeah.
having an opinion on things that you know about is crepidarian.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a crepidarian.
I'm crepidarian. Nice.
Yeah. Oh, and then okay. So what would you say is Anne's grade on this 3-part?
On this 3-part book.
I can't pass fail, by the way, so I don't need like a letter grade.
Oh, well, she passes, but it's barely.
Yeah, it's like a C+, right?
Yeah, the book report was great.
Yeah, that was the A. Let's do a letter grade, a number grade.
The riddles were like so, and then the vocab was just terrible. Yeah, we didn't. There was.
The reverse.
She's a
spelling.
math major. This isn't even fair.
True.
Yeah, true. So
But we like to we like to keep you on your toes, you know. We like to keep.
Well, I'm gonna be just in a chair for the next. Yeah.
Oh, and so would you like to show us what you're wearing for your first day of school?
I mean, you can see most of it.
Oh my God, she's got a Hogwarts tie.
Oh.
That's-
Basically, you may not know this. I've been left back many times. I had this tie since I was 17. When Annie
So like
called
last
me,
year.
but now it turns out I need it for school. Of course, I do have my math.
Mhm.
Yes. And you have
pencil because you don't know, like, typing. Sometimes you just need to write something down. When I'm wearing a little wig, it doesn't matter because
Yeah, it's Zoom
when
school.
It's,
nobody
yeah.
has a body to look like.
Yeah, in Google Classrooms.
I am wearing Pilates.
Oh wow. Oh my goodness. We could get in trouble for this.
Yeah.
Absolutely virtual Pilates. So I had to have some clothes on, but I wouldn't normally not fit wear this to school. I would be wearing a knee length sort of plaid skirt.
Or yeah, I saw some like schoolgirls walking around today, and I was like, those really are some slutty ass skirts. Like,
Oh my God.
or these kids are just getting like really large and they haven't like adjusted. Like the
They've
skirt,
outgrown their skirts. And
or I mean, or like just the style. Because I'm like,
You're scandalized by the youth. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, I was like, damn, those are some slutty
Wait,
skirts.
is it my pencil too, or is it backwards?
Yeah, it's a public.
It says public. It
That
says
used to be a restaurant in Soho that whatever you Soho that closed, but they had all these
Oh,
perfect pencils they gave out. And by the way, Washington Square Park has become an NYU art class. Slash,
oh, that makes sense. They're all outside.
that's pretty cool.
It always was an
it is
NYU
cool,
art
you know,
class.
great,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it was where NYU students found inspiration for their art class, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Oh, I guess there aren't like teenagers hanging out there during the week.
No, I mean teenagers would go there to smoke weed before, and now they're
Yeah.
in class.
Yeah, now they're in classrooms.
Not smoking weed. You don't,
Yeah.
like, just being, what would you do if you were in college right now? Smoking weed like in the park?
I mean, I don't.
I don't know about you.
Yeah, I don't know
You're like, I don't
about
know.
that.
How did you even go to college?
I mean, I was I was like, I want to make this money right now, and like, I want to. I was like,
Even though I know.
yeah, I know. Well, thank you for letting me do that, because now I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for not giving me any choice. And no, I love what you told me.
Yeah. And
You want to get another guest?
I studied really hard in college, and we're in the same place.
Yeah, we're in the same
So,
school
like,
now.
Yeah, it didn't make a difference. So.
Yeah. I studied really hard one of the years I was in college.
Mm.
And then I figured out how to do my schedule.
Mm.
See,
That
yeah,
was
it's
all about
you know
the-
what really
yeah,
what
that
really
class schedule.
theater as a weapon.
what really broke me down was that they were like, "Oh, second semester you're gonna have to do math," and I was like, "No. I was like, no, I'm a film major." That was like the last like
When I went, there were no discontinued at all.
yeah.
Never had to do anything. I had a friend who was only film class.
That's what I thought was gonna happen, and then they
Yeah.
were like, I was like, I was like, I am willing to wake up at noon and go to my art class, but I am not willing to wake up, at any time and go to a math class. Yeah.
They've got lots of general requirements now.
Yeah. So that was really what.
That the headmaster of my high school said, "Oh, you don't like gym?" I go, "No, it's the only thing I don't like." He said, "Okay, you never have to take it again. Just build in pass on my transcript for years."
That's awesome.
Well, nice.
That's super cool.
They don't do that anymore.
There you go.
No,
Well, yeah. When people don't make you stuff. Yes, we shall. So we'll say class dismissed for now.
Nice.
Go. You can. I mean, look. I mean, like remote learning is only like 2 hours apparently. So
remote learning is very short.
You are like 50% done with your school day.
Terrific. I never thought I'd even learn this much, and I'll do better on my next test.
Okay, study up.
I certainly hope so.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Bye.
Bye-bye. Class dismissed.
Oh, we have to.
You gotta ring the bell.
Oh yeah, you can extra. Right, because the request.
Oh yeah, they got rid of the little X.
No, they
did.
I don't know. Maybe.
No, they hit it.
I
You
think.
can't find it anymore.
Okay.
It used to be easy.
Okay, we failed that. Oh, I have Snapple facts on my.
save the factoid.
During the. I never know if these are like fake or real.
Did we have our virtual classroom? Is the volume up all the way? I need to check.
Is the volume?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now it is.
Yeah. And it was a little quiet. And I was like, well, this isn't like a speech class, so whatever.
Because we're in the library.
In the library on top of books.
Yeah, okay, so...
Yeah, so...
Let's go sell that video of her, like, showing us her leg. Yeah, this were Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, we'd have, like, a screenshot of her leg in the air and sell it.
We'd be like, oh no, we need to make more money for, like...
Yeah, we're selling a French kiss with you.
Yeah.
Oh, you need to borrow my varsity jacket?
I'm gonna borrow your
varsity jacket. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we're selling a French kiss with Anne for, I don't know, for like the boosters for the swim team. For the water polo team. Yeah.
And then we just saw that video of like her leg or whatever.
Yeah, I mean yeah, we should talk about more than just Saved by the Bell. I just keep
okay. So
because that I think was the one teen high school series I've watched all the way through. You watched all of Clone High?
Yeah, there wasn't that much Clone High
like
though. I think what screwed them up was Gandhi was like he was like a bro, and he was like, hey man, and he was like always getting drunk and like just doing bro stuff, and I think people were like, you can't, Gandhi, you besmirched his beautiful name.
So that's why I had to take the series.
I think that's like I mean, this was like before cancel culture-ish, so it must have had to have been like really offensive or bad.
Just nobody watched it.
Oh my god, but it was so funny. And like Joan of Arc was like, she was like starting to go crazy, and she was like, I hear voices, and she was like, that's right. Okay, so there was JFK was like the jock, and he was like doing a speech for class president, and he was like, on Tuesday I do abs, and on Thursday I do back, but not chest, because as you may recall, I do that on Monday, and he's like just detailing his workout routine.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was probably structured after some famous actual Kennedy speech.
No, because he was like the jock. He was like the AC Slater. Yeah. So.
Yeah, student government was great.
It's
funny that that's a thing that schools have.
Were you in student government?
Like the students need a representative, and we need to teach them about democracy. So they will elect a president who will decide nothing.
Were you in student government?
No, I was never in student government.
We didn't have student government.
Yeah, we did. And it was like the kids who like they weren't like the I don't care kind of popular, but they were like people just knew them. They weren't like athletes either because they had a lot of spare time, and then they like everyone was like, yeah, I guess whatever, that's the president. But like they didn't do anything. It
Whatever,
was so
that's
funny.
the president.
Yeah, because you'd be like, we need someone has to like have these meetings and take notes to plan out homecoming. I guess like that's kind of what they did. I think it was, if anything, it's like a trick from the administration to get the students to organize their like team building stuff.
So were they allowed to like just get anything that they wanted though? Like if they were like, yeah, for prom, it's gonna be like.
But it was that the administrators are like, we do not want to plan a prom. That would be so aggravating. Like we have a budget because the parents donated, like they raise money from the parents, right, to pay for the prom because it's a public school and they don't like they can't actually pay for any fun stuff. So they do like fundraisers where they like sell candy during like the sports games or whatever. And they take all that money and then they let the students decide how they're going to spend it for the party.
Yeah.
And that's the student government. But the president, I don't think does anything. There is a treasurer, and that's like a student who learns how to use Excel.
Yeah.
And
okay, but like this is super boring to me. I'm sorry. I'm like.
That's it. But they like it's funny because they run a campaign to like convince other people to vote for it.
Which reminds me of election. Let's talk about that's more exciting. Election is awesome.
Relevant.
That movie. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Reese Witherspoon.
She has to run a campaign as well.
I love it. And when she like
super type A.
Okay, so like election, Reese Witherspoon is like super type A. And then there's like a jock and he's running, right? And then like there's a lesbian and get like revenge.
No, the key is that the movie opens with Reese Witherspoon is sleeping with a teacher.
But that's like his dream, right?
No, that's real.
Oh.
And then that teacher is best friends with like the teacher who becomes the main
character.
That's
right.
So that guy gets caught and fired, and it's a huge scandal. And so like the guy who was his best friend, who was like, you should not be sleeping with your student or whatever, is like, feels very bad about it. But then he realizes that the teenage girl was actually super manipulative.
Yeah.
And like knew what she was doing, like got the guy fired, and like blackmailed him and a bunch of other stuff. So he like kind of very much dislikes this girl. And then she runs for class president. And he, because of his deep-seated kind of like dislike of her, gets a jock to run against her.
Right.
And he like is like a Manchurian candidate. He's pushing the jock to like win. And then we don't want to give it away, I guess. But it's
give it away. I don't care. Spoiler alert.
Oh, right. In the end, she wins by one vote. But he
throws
away the votes.
No, but we have to talk about the lesbian because she's the best part.
I don't remember that.
Oh my god. Yeah. Okay. Real Zach of you. He's chauvinist.
What are you talking? It's not a girl in a swimsuit. Come on.
No,
who was the lesbian? Was she the jock's sister?
Yes, and I think the girl that she's super into ends up like not being lesbian with her and like ends up like giving her brother a blowjob, and then she gets like super pissed and she's like, fuck it, I'm gonna run for president too, and she doesn't care. She's just like kind of
the lesbian also.
She is kind of goth.
So everyone's running for president.
But people love her because she's like, hey, vote for me or don't vote for me. I don't give a fuck. And then she just like walks off, and
so does she.
And people are like, yes.
But she doesn't almost win. The jock almost wins. She gets like disqualified or something, right?
Because I think Reese Witherspoon like does something mad shady. They're like her campaign rips down the posters, but makes people think that it was like the girl ripping her brother's posters down. Okay. So yeah, she gets expelled and she goes to like some other school where she gets like a new lesbian friend.
Okay. Yeah. So it works out for her getting expelled.
But yeah, election is awesome because like everyone knows like that class factotum brings us to another high school movie or elementary School of Rock.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
everyone knows that person who's like, me, pick me.
Yeah, she's just a much more kind of sinister version.
Yeah.
And then she excels. She does it in the end, win the election, get to be the class president.
And she
then like the teacher is like disgraced because they find out that he like the janitor tells on him actually that he like threw away the vote. And like
that's right.
And
he
it's a
pulled
flashback,
like a hanging chat.
It's a flashback to there's a flashback to him being like kind of shitty to the janitor in some prior scene. Which really was the takeaway of that movie.
But then Reese Witherspoon is like she's like a Secret Service or something.
No.
She's like works for like
no. In the epilogue of the movie, she's like a congressional aide, so she like gets like a serious job and is like climbing the ladder.
Matthew Broderick? Is that the?
I believe I think he was a teacher. Yeah, Matthew Broderick is now like he has left his old life and is just like a tour guide in DC, so he's like kind of a nobody.
And he throws like a drink at her car. He's like I could have been the bigger person, but I will. Yeah. So who are you in high school?
That's that movie.
Who are you in high school?
What?
Who were you? Like who? Because you went. You told me you went to a school with all nerds.
I went to a nerd.
So there were no nerds.
I went to a magnet school, and there were nerds even. There was a pecking order even in that school.
So who are you though?
I will say like a nice thing about that going to the magnet school, right, is that everybody is like it's almost like moving to New York. It's the equivalent of it, where you move to a place where everybody's gonna like hustle to some extent. Yeah. So like nobody just like is there because they have to be.
Who are you?
I didn't have a stereotype.
Yes, you did.
These are movies and fictional like artwork we're talking about. They don't capture the complexity of like a high school
Did you
student.
know like popular kids? Like, did you know of popular kids? Because if you didn't,
Did
you
I
probably
know of popular.
Like,
kids?
were you like that kid is popular?
Yeah, I mean, I was. Popular.
Okay. So see, there you go. Of course you were.
Yeah, but there's cliques at like every high school, right? So like, I hung out with like the funny like bros, I guess, funny guys, and then I played lacrosse, so I was an athlete. But lacrosse was distinctly in Northern Virginia. There's a whole like scene. It's distinctly different from being like a football player or a baseball player.
Okay.
It's like an alt sport.
Hey guys, just to the people who have just joined us,
we're
we're back to school.
We're just talking about high school.
We're talking about our high school. But if you want to go live with us at any point, just send a request and we'll give you a little pop quiz.
Did your high school? They let you go out for lunch.
Yep.
Right?
In my middle school. Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
My high school let us do that just if you were a senior, and it was like a privilege.
Well, because I from New York City, and you don't need.
They just don't
a car.
They don't
well,
care.
so you don't need a car. You can just walk. We just like walk around, and then.
What does that have to do? They just didn't trust us. They were like,
well, like if you were in middle school, you couldn't like you'd have to drive someplace, right? So like you couldn't.
Yeah, I mean, schools in the suburbs. There's like a strip mall like a quarter mile away. Or
yeah, but they don't want you walking a quarter mile. Like for us, it legit like right on our corner there was like a pizza place, and then like. The other, it was funny because
the suburbs are very different. But we could walk to the mall, but it was like a 15-minute, like half-mile walk to a mall from our high school.
We didn't have any malls.
No, because you're in New York.
Yeah,
they are.
But we did. It was I was very like like scheming in high school. Because
that doesn't sound good.
Well, because I was like, I'm smarter than all these kids like socially, and I'm gonna like figure out ways to like infiltrate all the different groups.
Did you like cheat on your tests and stuff?
Oh, everyone cheated. Yeah, but like everyone cheated just by like looking across the desk. Because I went to a really small like high school. You just like look over the desk.
How many students were in there? Oh, like physically tiny desks. It was like a small.
Yeah, it's like small everything. Yeah, because it was like
the room. It's like this room is.
And it wasn't like it was like every teacher did something different. It wasn't like a big school where like you get like a like it was like very like this teacher would do stuff this way and like so you would learn how to
have standardized tests.
No, I did. I think I cheated on those too.
You need your like number 2 pencil and you fill in the little bubbles.
We definitely I definitely cheated on those. Like Just for like the math though, because dude, I'm so bad at math. Like,
That's true.
but I always knew I was like I could use a calculator when I'm like when I'm
No, you have to learn how to do. You
I
have to
never-
learn what's going on
okay.
inside the calculator.
I
Like,
never
you can do
I
that.
never learned my times tables, and I never learned how to multiply divide by hand.
Those are actually pretty useful. So.
I've never had to use them.
I mean, yeah, long division by hand, not really
Yeah.
useful. But multiplying some numbers in your head, right? When you're like, mostly just for figuring out the check at a restaurant or whatever.
Well, you double the tax.
No, but if you're like, oh, if all, the total bill is like $240 and there's like 7 of us, how much should each of us pay?
Yeah, here's the solution to that. You have someone pay for
You also just get your phone out. And
it.
but,
Yeah. Or you just tell the waiter to split it out. That's when I would go.
Problem.
Well, actually, okay. So in my like middle school and high school, if you went out to lunch with a boy and he paid for you, you were boyfriend and girlfriend, and
Wow.
that was
He bought you.
that. And
He bought you.
yes, and I remember I went out with this kid, and yeah, I think we went to a diner and we got like something super inexpensive. I mean, the total must have been like $8 for both of us, like whatever.
You bought like a donut.
It's something ridiculous. And like I remember I was like for it because I wanted him to be my boyfriend. And he did, and I was like, yes, we're in. But yeah, never had to use that map.
We did not have courtship rituals like that.
Really.
That's funny you mentioned though, like the paying, because like you get jobs in high school. Did you have like a job when you were a high school student?
Yeah, and middle. Yeah, I had my first job was like pet and babysitting my building.
Oh, okay.
And then after I was like 14, I worked at a physical therapist until I was 18.
It's funny because it's the worst idea to give like anyone under 18 any responsibility whatsoever.
I was
for
probably
a job.
physical therapy job. My cat
Yeah.
sitting, my baby, my babysitting.
My friends who worked retail just
I
stole.
never-
They just stole from the places that worked
I
retail. My
never
friends
worked
who were
retail.
lifeguards, we would break into their pools.
Yes.
Yeah.
Blast my friends who had lifeguard jobs.
The retail jobs were pretty cool.
And,
You'd be like,
yeah.
my friend has a store discount. It's amazing. Or
That-
whatever. And then the waiter jobs. People, usually you get those like once you're 18 or whatever. But 16, people are hostesses in a restaurant.
Yeah, I never. My babysit.
They still
Oh,
rave
they
about
do.
it. Oh,
You
did
know,
a good job.
I had a babysitting client named Olive,
Yeah.
and I follow her on Instagram, and she follows me, and like I like knew her since she was a little tiny baby, and then yeah,
Did she turn out okay?
yeah, she looks like she's doing great.
She's going to school. She getting good
Yeah,
grades.
Yeah, she's doing. I didn't babysit. She moved, I think, before she was like in any school where she had like homework and stuff.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
Tough. It's tough. So you lost your job because of
True. Oh my God. Yes. But there were then these two other like sisters in the building that I would sit for, and then like all the cats and dogs.
Oh. Did you do your homework from high school while babysitting?
No, I don't. No, I would like hang out with the kids, then they would go to sleep, and then I don't know. I would just like chill or like read a magazine. You know what?
Funny, right?
I remember I like tortured my
Do you remember
parents.
your homework? You'd be like, you had your social studies book, and they're like, read this chapter, and there's
You
like
would
questions
not
at
read
the
it.
end.
You would just
where you
go
just,
through the
like,
questions.
Yeah, and you'd have your piece of like paper, your spiral notebook, and you're like, write a little like paragraph or like 2 sentence answer to the question. It's like, what were the main like textile products of like whatever the Irish in the early 1700s, and then you'd like answer that. You go look in the book, and then
Yeah.
you like answer the question. And then you would, at the end of like the month, you would get a test that would just ask you those same kind of questions, and that was learning.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was terrible.
So that was terrible. Yeah, I remember my math homework. I would be like, I would torture my poor parents. I would be like, please do my homework for me, because I just was like, I don't get it. And my teacher I remember my 6th grade teacher. So I know this is in high school, but like, he only cared about your handwriting and like he would check your notebook. And I had really messy handwriting because this is before I was medicated.
Yeah. That's so bizarre.
And so I would scribble notes.
Mm-hmm.
I would scribble notes like really bad, really messy, and then like before notebook check, I would stay up like later and I would rewrite everything really pretty. And he would just glance over it. And I didn't even have to do like the right stuff. I would just draw like a triangle and then like just be very like neat. And then he would just glance over it and he'd be like, "You get an A for notebook time." And this is my math teacher. But he would like.
Yeah, why is notebook time even a
I have
subject
no idea.
of math? He should just give you math questions.
Well, he wanted us to build these little houses because he was like an architect. So he made us like. He was just so crazy.
I don't understand the point at which he was just like, "Here's some math problems. Can you do the math problems?"
Well, he would then give us like this homework, but it was like every math teacher that they were so crazy at my school. And then my high school one was like, he only like consumed cigarettes and iced coffee, and he would wear like day glow like brighter than this when we had a test to like confuse us, and he would go into like tantrums, and then give us like these crazy like.
I don't think you dislike. Yeah, I don't think you're like ill-suited for math. You just had awful teachers, is what it sounds like, and so that's why you didn't learn math.
Well,
if you had a cool math teacher who was like, "Let's calculate how fast my motorcycle goes," and then was like, and then like you'd be like, "Okay, yeah, I'm gonna like learn how." Well, all right, I'll learn that.
We had like a cool physics teacher, but like. I just was bad. I just was like had it in my head that I was bad at that stuff.
Did you guys do an egg drop?
No, he like took us to an amusement park though.
Did you calculate the like the acceleration of the roller?
We were supposed to, but I didn't know how to do math, so I didn't. I asked someone. I was like, "Yo, what's your answer?"
Know how fast roller coasters go.
No, they go fast though. And sometimes they go backwards.
Yeah. No, the egg drop was great. That was great.
Remember that no one needs. It's true. No one needs to know.
It's still pretty cool though.
Yes, you apparently were like Rain Man, and people would show you off.
Yes,
because you were so good.
So I could do long division at a very young age.
Yeah. Wait, do a divide right now. Tell us something.
Do some math problems. Do some math.
What's 163 divided by 72?
That doesn't even really. It's like close to 2, but less than it. I mean, divided by 72.
I just threw random numbers that I thought of.
72 times 2 is 144. So 63.
See,
it's like 2
you were the ratings. Amazing. Okay, so let's take a little break.
When you start earning money, you got better at math. Did you watch The Wire? There's that classic scene from The Wire.
Yes.
In season 3, where the kid's doing. Yeah, there's like a girl doing her homework and she's like having trouble, and her brother is like showing her, and he's like, "Come on, it's like, it's like, well, let's say it's in the stash, and you like sell 3 bags, and you sell like 2 bags, and you sell 3 more,
yes,
and then you like they pick up like 4 bags. How many bags are left?"
Oh yeah, I mean, living with drug dealers definitely helped my math because they would always weigh out their stuff, and then if they had any left over, they would give it to me.
And they're using multiplication too, because they're like,
and it's like ounces
$60
and stuff.
per ounce.
It's like it's like
yeah.
They're like
this many per ounce. They got to do some chemistry to like cut their drugs with cheaper drugs. Probably with the drug dealers you were living with.
Yeah. Well, okay, I never lived with any who sold those kinds of drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Only but I knew, but those people would come over and they would use our apartment for secrecy to weigh out.
Oh, but the end of that scene in The Wire, then the girl is like, oh, she like solves the problem. She's like, oh yeah, then there's like 6 bags left.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, why can't you do that? That's like easy. She's like, because if I mess up when I'm like watching the stash, they'll beat the shit out of me.
Yeah.
So,
well, but that's why I was a go-go dancer, because you just made a ton of ones.
Oh, so it's
easy to count.
Easy to
yeah.
count it.
Let's take a little break. A little lunch. Well, not lunch break because we're gonna do that on air.
We actually have lunch coming up.
We have a free period.
We have to go out. We have to like go into the hallway to like go to our next period.
We have to line up.
Go to lunch. I'm trying to remember when I stopped lining up to leave class.
I never stopped.
I never stopped.
I never stopped.
I think all the way through 5th or 6th grade you are, and then you get to like middle school. I don't even know if you have middle school in New York, but in Northern Virginia, you have 7th and 8th grade.
Yeah.
For some reason, it's its
Let's
own
take
school.
our break. Let's take our break so that we can come back at a reasonable
We're gonna go to our
time.
lockers. We're gonna get our bags,
And
and
we'll
be back right soon. Then we're gonna have lunch.
Yes!
And then what else we have? We got more quizzes.
We have more guests, more students, more teachers, and
students.
yeah. I'm gonna try and go make my hair bigger. Okay. We'll be right back.
I'm gonna go blow dry.
Yeah, go blow dry your hair, Zach.
Okay, we'll see you soon.
Bye.